The main opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, has set the ball rolling as the party kicked off its campaign for the 2023 presidential election. The campaign was flagged off on Monday at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, next of Champions International Stadium in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom. Those in attendance at the event include Senator Yochi Ayu, National Chairman of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate, his running mate, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, others are former Senate Presidents David Mark, Bukola Saraki, and Ayim Pius Ayim, while governors at the venue include Godwin Obaseki of Edo State, Doye Diri of Bayelsa, Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto, Darius Ishaku of Taraba, and Amadu Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State. However, the absence of Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and his allies was evident. But that didn't affect the outcome of the event, it will appear. Joining us on this show this morning as we discuss the official kickoff of PDP's presidential campaign and all that went down at the event is Jacob Mark, former National Legal Advisor of the People's Democratic Party. Welcome to the morning show, Mr. Jacob Mark. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Okay, quickly, let's start with those who were present and those who were absent. Senator Yochi Ayu, in his speech, said, well, the campaign has started and the party is like a train and it will be moving slowly to give those who have not joined the train to come on board. Is that train going to move very slow for a long time? Because it doesn't look like Wiki and his allies are willing to jump onto that train. Maybe Senator Ayu was, speaking in metaphorical terms, but clearly what people are saying is that the boycott of that presidential campaign kickoff is an indication that all is still not well within the party. What do you think?
Well, certainly a lot still needs to be done. There is no doubt that it would have been sweeter, it would have been more comforting if every governor, if every stakeholder that ought to be there was present. It would have been a very big now, but all of us are aware, and you have heard it from Wike himself, and all those working in his team. They have consistently maintained that they are going nowhere. This house is their heritage, is their house. They are not going to vacate it for anybody. And because of that, the current approach of the party and the candidate particularly is that everybody should deliver his polling unit. So even if people do not turn up at grand receptions like this, it should be interpreted positively to mean that, well, I may not join you in your big party in a particular state, but I am holding my state and I'll deliver my own polling unit. Like I said, it would have been very, very beautiful if everybody was around. And well, the speech made by the national chairman says it all. It says in very clear terms that although the train has taken off, it does not, and it will not discountenance the joining of the train along the way. The door has not been closed, and I think that is the approach that should be adopted. Every effort to get everybody on board should never be spared. And I think that is what the candidate and the party have consistently said. And I'm part of that. I have that kind of approach in my mind too.
But there's a big problem for the PDP. In fact, your party is disunited. You have 5 of your governors away, not there at the start of your rally, and you have 13 governors. How are you sure that those governors will work for you in their states? Because you don't have their buy-in. That's what it means.
They have said it themselves that they are not going anywhere, that they are not joining any other political party. They are not supporting any other candidate. They are not going to the camp. They have repeatedly said so. And yes, they disagree. They have a point of disagreement. which could be genuine, which could be valid, and they are right to pursue it. But to say we are completely divided or disunited is not absolutely true. Yes, there are disagreements up to today. Nobody has foreclosed the possibility of resolving those issues within the next 3-4 days. You may be shocked that after a day or two, everybody will say, okay, we sheathe our swords. But the beautiful thing, and I've said it over and over, is that all the persons you are referring to, His Excellency Governor Wike or Tom, they have repeatedly said they are not leaving the PDP, and they have no other candidate besides His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. So the disagreement concerning the position of the national chairman is the main thing. And they have said it consistently too, that they have no problem with the candidate of the party. He is their candidate. And they are working for him. They have said so over and over. And I believe that they are gentlemen, they are mature people, elites of our class that should be respected in our society.
But they have not said they will deliver for him. And that's why there's a big point there. I'll give you an instance. Governor Gwai, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar went to, campaign and see some Southeast stakeholders in Enugu State where Governor Gwai was present. And a day after, Governor Gwai was not there when he flagged off his campaign in Abuja. So when you see things like that, you say, yes, they say it's his candidate, but they have not said they are going to work for him or deliver for him. They can say they are not leaving the PDP and do nothing and just, in the words of Bola Ige, sit down, look.
That is possible, but not in this current circumstance. Virtually all of them have interest to protect. All of them are either contesting election on the same day with Atiku Abubakar, or they have candidates of their choice they must work for on that day. There are senatorial candidates besides the presidential candidate. There are House of Representative candidates in their states from the same political party, and the election will take place on the same day. There is no way they can distinguish between the presidential ticket and the senatorial tickets. They cannot. And any attempt to do it will affect them negatively, particularly even those who are contesting for election in the for second terms. They can't afford to break ranks. Like I said, I have no quarrel with their agitation and their stance. They have a right to it. They are entitled to it. And they have a right to ventilate on that. But to imagine that they are going to work against the party and still be in the party is not going to work. There is nothing they can do. They are not contemplating it at all. And they have never said they are working against the success of the candidate. Each one of them has said he has no problem with the candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar. They have maintained that. Their problem and their contention is the position of the national chairman. And for me, it's a sad day or a sad development that under such circumstances, people occupying positions are not ready to sacrifice for the general interest. And that is why many of them will be shocked, because if you consistently maintain your position and put it as a must achieve in a political party where, yes, you are strong, either as national chairman, you think you are very strong, or either as a governor, you think you are very strong, and you do not consider and pay attention to the other interests. There are people who are depending on this party to win election to National Assembly, and you can't toy with their interests, either as national chairman or as governor in your state. So these are conflicting issues that will compel people to cave in and negotiate. And I think that is what has been missing, the capacity and the humility of people to give and take. You don't come to the negotiating table with a straight-jacketed position, with a stiff neck, and say, unless this happens, I won't do this. It doesn't happen anywhere, particularly in politics. If you approach it like that, it should be like a student union's politics. And you don't go that way. So along the way, and I believe that is what the national chairman was talking about, that along the way, something will give. It is possible that it will come from the position of the national chairman, or it will come from the position of the governors. Whichever.
Okay, Mr. Mark.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Mark.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yesterday in Abuja, just as the PDP was having that rally in Uyo, the APC decided to inaugurate the Women Presidential Campaign Council. 944 women across Nigeria are going out there to lead the fight for the APC. When is the PDP going to come up with its own, women council for the campaign? And then at that event, the candidate of the APC was very critical of the PDP. He said that the PDP is a party of squanderers and looters, and that Nigerians will follow the man who knows the way. Well, we'll have you respond to that after this break. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Jacob Mark, former National Legal Advisor of the People's Democratic Party, who has been having a conversation with us this morning, all the way from Uyo. Mr. Mark, thank you very much for staying with us. Well, I hope you had those two questions I posed to you before we took that short break, so that I don't have to repeat them. Yes, okay. Your response.
First of all, we are delighted that the APC has nothing to discuss beside the PDP. At each point in time, either the spokespersons of the APC campaign or their national chairman or their presidential candidate, they are paying so much attention to what PDP is doing. And I'm very glad about that, because they are giving us publicity free of charge. At their meetings, we are not there, but they are discussing PDP. Now, to respond to your question, let me just say that a woman's wing is supposed to come from the main body, that is the Presidential Campaign Council. APC has been unable to inaugurate their own. They are hiding behind the screen to go and bring some women together and say they are. How will the women work? Who are they going to be reporting to? The Presidential Campaign Council does not exist in the APC. So for us, we are glad that they are paying attention and they are just following our footsteps. We have inaugurated our Presidential Campaign Council. We have flagged off our campaign. They are yet to do any of them. And the presidential candidate of the APC, who I respect very much by virtue of his age, I don't think he should be engaged in this type of talk. Nigerians want to hear him speak about the issues. What is his economic blueprint for the nation? What is he going to do about insecurity? Where is his policy document that Nigerians can interrogate and identify with or question? The PDP candidate has produced and presented his own policy. He has presented his dream and his vision and what he wants to do for the country. I think Nigerians should be insisting these days that instead of all the banters, candidates must present what they intend to do if they are elected, so that Nigerians, the voting Nigerians, have something to relate with, have something to interrogate. Just to be throwing banters.
All right, we're having some challenges with his signal, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, sir.